here fancy cooking? Not quite a good number. Very disappointing. I'm asking this because I had a very interesting recipe to share today. So, to those who are not interested in cooking, maybe my recipe will make you initiate your interest into cooking. Okay. So, my father was an aspiring CA. He had to discontinue his education at an early age to meet the medical expenses of his ailing father, who was suffering from cancer. He had to support his brother's education and to contribute to his sister's wedding. Having borrowed a huge sum of money for all the aforesaid expenses, he used to work very hard. He started working overtime. Both my parents were working very hard to make both ends meet. My arrival into the family at such a time brought great solace to my parents. This is as narrated by my father, of course. Yeah. I was a very hyperactive child, again, as stated by my father, and used to jabber all the time. My childish jabber soon turned into mature talks, and I could talk to anyone without any hesitation. My father got me enrolled in one of the best schools in the city, despite his financial constraint. He saw his dream of attaining quality education being fulfilled through me, and I stood by his expectation. I delivered my first speech at the age of 5 for the kindergarten school day. I was good in studies and participated in all the extracurricular activities. Things were going really good, and my father used to forget all his problems in amidst the laurels that I won. But slowly, things took a turn. With the arrival of the fourth member into the family, my brother, his financial condition worsened. There came a time when my school fee wasn't paid for 6 consecutive months. 6 consecutive months. I was called to the principal's office and told that if my school fee weren't paid immediately by the next day, I wouldn't be allowed to appear for my exams. I was saddened. I knew my financial condition. I did not want to tell this to my father, but somehow I had to. That evening, I went to my father, and with a pretentious smile, I said, "Father, I've been told that my school fees haven't been paid. I know how busy you are. I'm sure you've forgotten." I could not withhold my tears as I said this, and I looked at the ground. My father sensed my feelings, and he said, "Do not worry, my child. The school fees will be paid before you go to the school the next day." And believe me, they were. But this incident had a very deep impact on me. I was saddened and I felt helpless, but I could not help my father in any way. I felt I was being a burden to him. So from being a hyperactive child, I slowly retired into a cocoon of reticence. I stopped participating in all the extracurricular activities and the competitions at school because they required a participation fee, and I wouldn't dare to ask this to my father. Overthinking had an impact on my health too, and I started having bouts of migraine. My transformation was conspicuous to my teacher, who tried her best to revive me. When her efforts went in vain, she decided to speak to my parents. That evening, on coming to know that his little one was being affected by his problems, my father was shattered. But, invincible that he is, he decided to share with me a recipe. That evening, while my mother was cooking, he took me into the kitchen. And he pointed out my mother was making chapatis and preparing ghee. We prepare ghee at home. He pointed out to the chapati and said, "Look at the chapati." He bestowed it with a human touch. He said, "Poor thing, look at it. It is being subjected to flame from below, being tapped continuously with a spatula and tossed over and over again. And oh, lo behold, it bulges out. It becomes soft in texture and nice to consume. Look at the butter, the oh so soft butter. It is being continuously stirred while being subjected to flame. And it transforms into the rich, aromatic ghee. Our life is just like that. Our problems are like the heat, the stirring, the tapping, the continuous tossing. But they embellish our lives and make it rich, rich with experience, not only for us, but to others as well. So never be daunted by your problems. My father had the spirit to endure the toughest situation in life and emerge victorious. That evening, he had infused that spirit into me. I researched to normalcy and participated in all the forthcoming competitions. And I did not hesitate to ask him for the participation fee for the next few ones. The next few ones only, mind you, because I won them all, and the prize money thus collected was sufficient to fund my future participation and also to pay my school fee for the next year. So friends, please do not be daunted by your problems. We all have the ability to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Over to you, Toastmaster.